Ahem. Good evening, everybody. This is Hunter here for Real Pineapple. I'm here with my two bros, Colin, who kicked my ass in fantasy, O'Neal, and Scott getting his second win of the season, Nearman. Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Yo, what up? Oh, hey, Hunter, how's it hanging,
Well,
bro?
I am officially 0-5 against Colin in fantasy. At least if I say it, I take away a little bit of Colin's power to brag about it. But
Yeah, no, don't worry. Nothing can make me feel bad right now. It feels great.
damn it, like, breaks my heart. So yeah, I lost to Colin again today, which hurts me to no end. Go Panthers, by the way. I love you guys that you're still undefeated. So hopefully T.Y. Hilton gets hurt. so at least you won't
Yeah,
have to.
if he scored zero, you would want him to catch passes and get like a million turnovers. That's the only way you could win.
That is true. Yeah. So T.Y. Hilton, if you like fumble like 5 times tomorrow going backwards, that would be super. just nothing but screen passes to Hilton.
Just the thought of that just gave me a chill.
Oh god, that would make me the happiest.
If you were to end up winning this because T.Y. Hilton got a bunch of turnovers, I don't know what I would do. I would crawl into a dark hole.
As well, it won't happen, but that would be hilarious if it did. So Ty, come on, Panther D, Luke Kuechly, you know I love you, you're my boy. So go ahead and just hit him a bunch. But um, I'm just throwing it out there. But so actually, kind of pretty big news for us actually. So guys, thank you so much. We had like 30 plays in 24 hours last Friday, I want to say. So guys, thank you so much for getting us that many plays in such a short amount of time. That's fucking awesome. We love that you guys are listening to our stuff. So thank you. Like
Yeah, that's sweet. Thanks for listening.
yeah, and actually I apologize. It was like 4 hours because I remember I checked it like at 9 and it was like 8 plays and it was just like 30 like a couple hours later. So
If
guys,
you listen to the show, comment and tell us what you like about the show and what you would want to hear. That would be cool to get feedback.
yeah,
Well, actually, just like what you like and none of what you don't like. So we could keep the comments to more of a positive note.
yeah, don't
Just
talk about
positive
terrible things.
criticism.
we don't want anything constructive. Heaven forbid.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So give us your positive feedback, and if you have negative feedback, just keep it to your goddamn self.
Couldn't have said it better myself, but so as we get to the end of the year, we just reviewed Steve Jobs last week, which you can listen to our review for. But as we get to the end of the year and we get an Oscar season, not only do we get an Oscar season, but we get to the end of the year, which means that we only have a few months left to talk about the movies to figure out what movies we hate, and you can also listen to this on our page. I did a solo review for the movie that I'm gonna sit in with these guys for, which is Pixels. I did a solo review on that. I gave it a go fuck yourself. I remember very vividly.
I was with you on that one. I remember you doing that solo. I think I
You
sat in
were.
on that.
That's right. So just before we jump in here, I did want to point out one thing. So we had 2 movies come out this week. I might go see one of the two this upcoming weekend since we're gonna review Spectre. But the box office, man, it just sucks. Like the last couple weeks, it's been really bad. So 2 new movies came out, which was Burnt with Bradley Cooper, and then our uh, our Infinity's Crisis our Infinity's Crisis, that Sandra Bullock movie, whatever.
I
Um,
think it's Infinity Crisis.
that sounds right. Yeah, that's
I don't know.
whatever. It doesn't matter. But basically,
I don't think it's any of those.
well,
Probably not.
well, well, um, I'm about to pull it up right now, so
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Uh,
Yeah, Scott, what did you say it was called?
No,
Scott said it was Infinity
probably
Crisis.
wrong.
Well,
Crisis.
yeah,
Infinity?
Crisis
It's our brand. Is Crisis.
There we go. That one. But but it doesn't
That's all that
Yeah.
favorite thing. I'm gonna call that thing either our Infinity is Crisis or just Infinity Crisis for short from now on.
I like.
There's just so much.
They're much better
names.
names.
They really are. Well, maybe if they were named that, they would have finished better where they did in the standings because our brand is Crisis opened up at number 8 with 3.4 mil.
That's terrible.
With 3.
Was it a wide release? Was it like
Yeah, it is the lowest opening weekend in Sandra Bullock's career.
Wow.
So think about this: Practical Magic made more its opening weekend than our brand is.
That had Billy Bob Thornton too, and he just won like a Golden Globe. I think.
Yeah, he did for Fargo, and
Yeah.
it's got my boy Anthony Mackie, aka Falcon from Captain America, and I actually still want to see it, but apparently no one else did. So 3.4 million for that. And then Burnt, the new Bradley Cooper movie, that opened up at number 5 with $5 million. So, you know what the
Maybe
number?
just no one is going out to see movies right now.
Well, this movie that was number 1 did pretty well. Anyone want to take a shot?
10 million.
No, well, okay, 10 million, sure, but what the movie was?
I'm gonna go with I don't even know what came out.
Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen 2.
Frozen 2. All right, Frozen again. All right. Well, the number
it's still the number 1 movie.
the number one movie.
Zero.
The number 1 movie, The Martian, again. Like,
What did it make?
Martian made 11.4 million, and
why haven't we done a review on The Martian yet?
because you guys didn't see it.
I saw it.
Oh, did you see it? Oh, well, maybe. Okay, I saw it. I did a review. Yeah, we'll get Colin's thoughts on The Martian then. But, well, shit, I wish you would have told me. I wish I would have known.
Before we get to Pixels, on the Pixels review, let's do a quick review of The Martian.
Review to the review.
There you go.
An
But,
Easter egg review.
I like that Easter egg review. But let's jump in here. So, like I said, I saw Pixels. I had my thoughts on it. We really didn't talk about the movie like outside of your guys' experience. So, Scott, I'm gonna give you first crack here. What did you think, kind of going into this?
Going into it, I had heard. I was with you on the previous review, so definitely really low expectations going in. Just based on your review. Yeah, just going into it, I knew Adam Sandler was in it, and Kevin James, and all the crack squad of comedians that are in those blockbuster comedies these days. So yeah, that was my thought going in.
Colin, what about you?
Yeah, I knew you hated it. And I knew like it wasn't reviewed well, like generally by critics. So I was like, yeah, this movie's probably terrible. And I know what I'm getting into. I think now when I go into like a new Adam Sandler movie, because they're kind of geared towards kids, but he still like has his old like goofy buddies that he likes to do movies with, where he's like they kind of just like goof around. This movie had a surprisingly amount. This movie had a surprisingly amount of divorce jokes and like drinking and like just a bunch of like dirty jokes that were really funny. I thought for like a kids movie. And like what's the Peter Dinklage? He says like shit a bunch.
Yeah.
And bitch, and I'm like that's pretty good.
So just for the record, Pixels currently stands at 17%. Just for the record.
Yeah, so I knew that going in. I knew it was really like Rotten Tomatoes. It wasn't a high bidder.
Yeah. So Scott, how about you give us a plot synopsis on this?
Plot synopsis.
Yeah, try, please.
So first act. If you want to call them acts, I guess you can put them together that way.
Yeah.
Young.
Referring to Adam.
I'm sorry, young Adam Sandler and
Sam Brenner, by the way.
Sam Brenner and his Well, basically, it's about him. He's very, very good video game player, specifically, Donkey Kong, all the classics.
Classics. There you go.
So it's set in like 1982. And so it's basically fast forward to the future. He was, you know, just like a nerd, like literally the name of the company he works for is Nerd, I think.
Yeah, which is like Geek
Yeah,
Squad.
It was like the Geek Squad guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he, well, I guess that's a side story. He runs into this lady while there. Basically, whatever. That's not.
And
even
how
the
is
story.
it? And his friend, who's now Kevin James, how are we?
He's the president.
How do we live in a world where he was elected president?
Okay, so I'm not trying to step on your guys' review, but that was something right out the gate. Watching the movie in theaters, I was like, "Oh, give me a fucking break!" I was just like you have to swallow a lot of just bullshit to even go along with this movie. But that was something I was just like, I'm not going with this. But sorry, yeah, Colin, you want to kind of jump into what happens after what Scott described there?
Yeah, and so did anyone notice like how Adam Sandler he has this like love affair with the '80s?
Yep.
Like he had like with the Wedding Singer, and
Even
along with Chris Rock and
Grown Ups.
Grown Ups, they kind of like did back to like
right. So yeah, so that's what I was thinking of the whole time when they were just like talking about the arcade games. I know we're still doing the plot, but the whole time I was just like, I don't think kids care about all this shit. It's like he's trying to give him like a history lesson. He's like, you better like this stuff. Like he's even arguing with the kid. So yeah, so Adam Sandler works for Geek Squad, it's called Nerd. And he's going to set up the stereo equipment for this divorce lady.
Played by Michelle
Monaghan.
Fine ass Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah, Monaghan. Yeah. So she's super banging, and like the next series of just things that are completely ridiculous and unbelievable happen, where they both go to the White House because they both need to discuss what they're gonna do about this newfound alien invasion that's coming on by pixelated, fucking like Galaga, characters from the old arcade game. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, totally, I believe that. So they're in charge of solving the world, like, and they just coincidentally were, yeah. So that's all done. But sorry, I'm putting in my review already.
No, there's just so many points during this movie where there's the only way I can describe them is just like fuck you moments. Like because I feel like they're just saying like we don't care, like you're gonna pay for it anyways. Like just like the whole Kevin James president thing, like how Adam Sandler would just like just go visit him in the Oval Office and they would just like chill. I'm like, no, no, like this is some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
there's so many moments, like not to mention the entire plot of the entire movie, where they're battling these video games.
Do you understand what the plot was? Like, no. I don't understand what were the aliens doing?
So they explain.
They got the time capsule that they sent out into space.
Yeah.
And,
right.
Like, civilization
but why were they challenging them to beat him 3 times?
Who knows?
Like, were they just?
Because you get 3 lives.
Invade, or were they just like challenging us to better at your game? Or I didn't get it.
Yeah, there were rules to like who would claim Earth, basically. Like they're playing, like you get our planet, we'll get your planet.
They're like, we already could overtake you with force. That's too easy. So we challenge you to a bunch of dumb arcade games that we saw you had in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I guess I understood it. I just couldn't believe it.
Okay, so if I may jump in here, so one thing, so Adam Sandler, we've already established, is sexist as shit in his movies, like to a point where you're just, because he does that same thing that like a fourth grader would do, where it's like, oh, I have a crush on this girl, but I don't know how to tell her, so I'm gonna insult her whenever I see her, and then like,
Seriously,
and like,
that was
cause
the
like,
most awkward like
because
relationship.
this movie starts like when he's installing Michelle Monaghan's equipment. She's like goes off and starts crying because her husband just cheated on her with some young whatever. By the way, the fact that you cheat on really, you cheat on her, but whatever. Anyways, in this bizarro world, she starts drinking wine, and he starts drinking wine on the fucking job, and then goes in to kiss her, and she's like, "I just told you my husband left me. What the hell's wrong with you?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, that was stupid." And he calls her snobby for like the rest of the movie. I'm just like, "Oh, that's mature." And this is a woman who like works for the fucking government. Like she has her shit together, and yet it's like, "Oh, he's kind of charming." It's like, "Oh my god, like movie, you're
Yeah.
terrible." But
So that leads me to the like what I kept finding over and over again. I was just like, none of this is geared towards like a 28-year-old dude. Like this is clearly all jokes for like a 10-year-old. So I'm like constantly just being like, this movie's dumb. Like every joke, I'm like, that wasn't very witty or funny or like it was just like really stupid and juvenile.
And as you know, we talk about it all the time. Well, I know Hunter will defend this, but like the treating movies the same, like even if they're kids movies, like these are like bad jokes. Like these are I wrote one of the things I wrote down was like horrible dialogue, horrible jokes. Like just the entire movie was just like even for like a kids movie, I was thinking the same as you. Just like okay, they're not really for me necessarily, but I feel like kids wouldn't even find that funny. I guess I don't know.
okay. I want to
So
call you.
bad.
I want to call you on something because you said I would defend that. Like, what's that supposed to mean? I don't defend every kid's movie. Like, say everything's for kids. It's okay. Like,
No. I know. What I meant was like you hold kids movies and regular movies to the same judgment. Like
okay.
if it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie. It's
Oh,
not
okay,
like
Yeah,
good.
that's how I
because it's a
understood
kids
what you were saying.
movie.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, cause I wouldn't put this on if I had kids. I wouldn't put this on for my 3-year-old. Like, I'd
No,
put on.
not that you liked it or you
Oh,
if you
okay.
recommend it for kids. It's just like that you personally hold like kids movies to the same
And
standard.
that's a good point to bring up because my final review will definitely be on a standard that is of all movies.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it you will notice how that is reflected.
So okay, so let me just bring up a couple things to kind of keep this going. So I know for me, Josh Gad, who plays let's see, I got his name here. He plays Ludrow. He like I loved him in Frozen because he was playing a snowman, but like
I kind of liked him in this.
okay, we will disagree on that because this is like you know what's weird? It's like every 5 years Hollywood. Google Dan Fogler if you remember him. He was in what's that Fanboys and Take Me Home Tonight. They always get this new white fat Jewish looking guy like every 5 years to try and make him the next Jack Black like fucking clockwork, and he's the new flavor of the
Yeah,
month.
he was in The Wedding Ringer.
That's right. Yeah.
He's
I
in
actually
that show on FX, the producer.
The comedians which got canceled, thank God.
Comedians, yeah.
No, I agree with you. I'm a fan of Josh Gad, to be honest with you. I think he's pretty. I think he has good. Like he did the best of a bad situation. I feel.
I think all the times I laughed out loud was usually because a joke he made or
Really?
something he said. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
his whole interaction with what was the princess?
Oh yeah, Lisa or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole okay. That's the hardest I laughed. Was
Yep.
and Adam Sandler was like, he's like, yeah, man, like what if she was real? And he's like, oh, you mean like the book that I published and wrote? And he just does the flip book of him like getting with her and then ripping his shirt off and he's like big rock and he just stares Adam Sandler right in the face afterwards and I started dying. I thought that was hilarious.
Well, I'm happy you brought that up because that brought me to one of the problems I had with the movie because it does that thing that the
I
big
see how it is.
what? But like it does that thing that the Big Bang Theory has really started doing, where it's like, oh man, nerds are like sexless losers who can't talk to a woman. So like when he sees her, he anytime he sees a woman in this, I'm just like, god damn, like they're just hammering this point home. Like he lives with his mom in her basement. They have like arguments, so it's like Wolowitz and his mom. Like it's like, oh my god, like I don't know. This movie just, I mean, every time I found something about this movie that pissed me off, it would do something else, like, that pissed me off more somehow, and I'd just be sitting there you're just, I can't, I can't understand how you're making me this angry. The blatant product advertisement with, what was that,
Thank you.
Sequoias, for the Pac-Man fight. I think it was Toyotas, I think.
Well, there was a Land Cruiser.
Okay, Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, there were Mini Coopers.
Yeah, and I was like, and it was like, oh, this one's called Blinky. This one's, I was like, oh, fuck you. Like, I remember seeing that, just like.
Yeah,
remember when she like.
Go ahead, Scott.
Like found a Bud Light or something, and like had the label out.
Yeah, it's just like, god damn, like, really? I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, totally. There's even a scene like when they pull up or something, and there's like a Land Cruiser, like just obviously with like the wheels tilted, like it's right in the middle of the shot. Yeah, no, I was just saying I agree with you.
But
I thought it was funny to see Peter Dinklage play such a different character than like he does on Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones, he's like so sophisticated and witty, and this one he's just like a douchebag with a mullet that like has his own like nickname for himself.
So you know what? That's so like you guys like Josh Gad. I actually like Peter Dinklage in this. He was like that one like little flicker of light. I was like, okay, like
kind of liked him still too.
Yeah, like it's just like, all right, like there's no. This movie's not good, but whenever you're on screen saying something, I have a little hope. And then there's this tie-up to this joke about Serena Williams at the end of the movie. That was probably the one good laugh I got the whole time. Like I
thought the best part about that is that like she clearly didn't like pose for that on purpose. Like it looks like she was in front of like a green screen. They're like what are you gonna use that for? And they're like, don't worry about it.
She was with Martha Stewart, yeah.
Yeah. Like Martha Stewart walks in, I was like, they were not in the same room together. Those are two completely different video feeds, like spliced in. That's great.
It's definitely true, but I don't know, like, but you kind of you brought up the comment earlier, Colin, about grading this on like a fair scale, like how you grade anything else, and I just said like sitting there like these are 80s games. Like I mean, I think some kids will like Pac-Man, I guess, but you know like Donkey Kong, like unless it's like Donkey Kong Country, like for like the Wii U, like I don't think people give a shit about that. And them even using Queen to like totally, it's like we will rock you. People love this. We can put it in the shitty movie, and everyone will be like, yeah. It's like no, still I don't give a shit. And this movie just kept finding ways to make me just throw my hands up. I'm so sick of them using Dan Patrick in Adam Sandler movies. I love Dan Patrick, but whenever he pops up, I just lose that much more respect for him. Like
I will have to disagree with you. I thought I was actually glad to see him.
Ugh. I'm a Dan Patrick. I'm a Dan Patrick fan, but I think it is so whorish when he pops up in these movies. I'm just like,
what else has he popped up in?
Everything he's popped up in has been Adam Sandler. He was in That's My Boy. I remember that. I'm pretty sure he was in Blended, but I remember for sure he was in That's My Boy.
This is what I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, if I were an average, like not average, Dan Patrick isn't like an average person, so to say, but like if you're one of those like the Danettes or something, and you got a chance to be an extra in an Adam Sandler movie like that, I would probably take it. Like it's a horrible movie, I know, but I was thinking about that earlier, and I mean, you're being a sellout as being Dan Patrick in that situation, but I don't know. I feel like I would probably take that opportunity.
Colin, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I think like I can tell you really hate like a lot of this movie, which is which is fine. I don't think I hate a lot of the same things you hate. I think I didn't mind a lot of it. The things I hate about the movie that I thought it was a terrible movie, because I do think it's a terrible movie. I think it's just like because I was trying to follow the story, but the story's like it's so stupid. Like nothing, they put no care into like telling a good story. They were just like, this is what's happening. If you question it, fuck you. Here's some lights and computer graphics. Have fun. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is. I don't care about any of this. So I think I found myself just not caring about the story. Um, I don't know. I kind of like Adam Sandler and his like Kevin James does nothing for me. I don't think he's very funny. He's just like, oh look, I'm big, but I can do cartwheels.
Nice.
But I think, yeah, Adam Sandler's not really that funny. He's just kind of like the main character. I kind of liked the the Jewish guy.
Josh Gad, yeah.
Josh
The
Gad.
Jewish guy. See, you're referring to him as the fat Jew, see, just like I said.
I didn't say fat.
You thought it.
But yeah, I kind of liked him. I liked Peter Dinklage. But yeah, it's such a stupid movie. It's just like I didn't care about anything. I was just like, some of the jokes made me laugh, but for the most of it, I was just like, ah, this is terrible.
All right, what would you give it?
So I am. I was like, okay, is it? I started doing. Is it better and worse than Jack and Jill? Is it better and worse than Blended? And I was like, it's better than Jack and Jill.
It is. That's true.
I don't know if it's better than Blended. They're both pretty bad.
that is true.
So I was like, oh god, I don't know. These movies don't really try that hard. They just throw them together with fucking popsicle sticks and glue.
Wow.
And they call it an Adam Sandler movie. So I don't know. It's probably like a D plus just to give it a little extra.
Wow.
It was better. I think it was better than Blended. I think Megan's Blended.
Okay, D plus. All right,
Jack
Scott.
and Jill's the go fuck yourself, by the way. That's the bottom.
Could never go lower than that.
Yeah. All right, Scott. You are up, sir.
Just a couple things that I wrote down to go with the product placement, and I forgot about this. There's a Yoo-hoo spot where he's talking to this kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, you just hang out here by yourself? He's like, it's just me and my grandma. And he turns around and the grandma's sitting there with a pack of Yoo-hoo, and she goes, Yoo-hoo! It's like, oh, just so much eye rolling.
Yeah, that was terrible. I remember.
Oh, just with, mixed with the other product.
They should just at least show like Adam Sandler getting like someone handing him a check in the side, or like a bag of money,
or just an executive just on his knees, blowing
Perfect.
Like, please, Sandler, we'll get more money.
And I did like Peter Dinklage. Is it Dinklage or
Yeah,
Dinklage?
Dinklage.
I understand why he is, but I don't like Adam Sandler is like the good guy in like all of his movies. Every movie he has, he's like just like, oh, I'm just the good guy, just trying to be a working dad or trying to be, do a job or something.
He always plays a nice guy.
Lazy and sloppy, but look, I always have a new hot chick that likes me.
It's hard, It's like I'm so sick of it. I'm so over it. Like, it goes with the theme. If this didn't happen like regularly, it wouldn't piss me off as much. But because it just happens in all of his movies, it just makes me more angry. Kevin James, not just no.
No. Not for you, Scott.
Horrible dialogue, horrible jokes. There was a Happy Gilmore reference where he goes,
Oh yeah, he says
somebody's more
important. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Man, that was bad. That was so bad. It wasn't even like, I love Happy Gilmore, and that wasn't even like, oh yeah, that was funny, Adam. I remember you're funny. It's like, no, it's like, you were really, he's just reaching for laughs at this point, I feel. So, you know.
What are you giving this guy?
Because I laughed, I can't give it the worst grade.
Oh.
And because Josh Gad was good, Peter Dinklage was good. Adam Sandler himself didn't quite piss me off as much throughout the movie. He wasn't horrible as like Colin was saying, kind of judge him off his other movies. So I gotta go with like F plus. It's like didn't want to give it because a D would have been too good.
I love the plus.
Okay, all right. I'm okay. I'm gonna re-review this real quick. So look, I gave it a go fuck yourself the last when I reviewed it solo, and god damn it, I'm giving it the same thing now because you know what? I actually agreed with Colin until the last like 15 minutes where like every video game character they fucking had they just threw in to attack Earth. It's like, oh hey, we have this and there's this and Mario, and they start throwing all these game characters. I'm just like, all right, lame. And then there's this plot twist where the aliens say we cheated because we used a cheat code that they never fucking established how the cheat code was used, and I was like, give me a fucking break. And the only reason they put that in is so they can tie it into the beginning of the movie where Adam Sandler was like, oh, my life was ruined because I lost this video game competition when I was like 8 fucking years old. And so in the highest moment of crisis, Michelle Monaghan's son can be like, he cheated back when you were kids, just like he did now. So see, you're better than you think you are. It's like, oh, fuck you. And there's this part, well, Michelle Monaghan's character, like her son is trapped because they fight Donkey Kong at the end, because you know, who didn't fucking see that coming. And she does this, like, somersault, like flip, where I was like, I haven't seen her do anything like this the whole movie. Like, she just all of a sudden can do this shit. And then just before I give my rating, the thing that tipped me over the edge. So Cupid pops up in this, right? And I was like, that's a cool little like nerd touch. I was like, I appreciate that. But then Cupid, and spoiler whatever, Cupid turns into the princess who Josh Gad fucks, and then they have little Cupids. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It's just like, what? It's like, what the fuck ever. I was like, you know what, movie? Like, like you're clearly questioning my intelligence. So when you say "go fuck yourself" to me as the audience, I look right back at you and say "go fuck yourself" right back. So go fuck yourself. I when we do, oh man, it is just a matter of this is higher than Fantastic Four, because I think Fantastic Four might be near the top of my list, but this movie just, goddamn man, like I really didn't hate it that much until like the last third, where they were just kind of like, whatever, we can just do whatever the fuck we want and you won't question it. So yeah, go fuck yourself for me. Adam Sandler, fuck you. Kevin James, fuck you. Peter Dinklage, you're in Game of Thrones and you're an elf, so you're good. Michelle Monaghan, you're hot, but fuck everyone else. And oh my god, okay, I'm sorry, I just got me with this last thing. Um, I remember the point in the movie where I was like, this is gonna be like shit. The first like 10 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm kind of with this. But Dan Aykroyd shows up in the most whorish performance, and he takes this big swig of vodka, and it's like, oh look, it's my vodka, and they like turn the vodka bottle so you can see it's Dan Aykroyd's brand. I'm just like, oh, like we're 10 minutes in, so yeah, this will go fuck yourself.
I didn't even know that was his own vodka.
That's his own vodka, yeah. Like, cause like I had to Google. I'm like, that's his vodka, isn't it? I was like, they made that very blatant. It's like, yep, there's Dan Aykroyd's vodka. It's like, whatever movie. So, and then Nick Swardson, he looks fat now. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, Ugh, God, fuck this movie. Fuck it so bad. But did you guys see Pixels? Let us know what you thought in the comments. Like, let us know. Like, do you agree with Colin giving it a? Would you give it a D plus? Is that right?
Yeah.
God, it's so high. So, Scott, I love you.
That's the thing though, is I agree with everything he said about the plot, but I just I'm not annoyed by all the characters.
Fair enough, man.
I think you have like a personal vendetta against Adam Sandler and his friends.
You know what's funny? I hate Kevin James more than I hate Adam Sandler. Because me and Scott watched Zookeeper, and after Zookeeper, I was like, fuck this dude. Like, whatever Kevin James does. And then, and Colin, you didn't have to see Mall Cop 2 like me and Scott did. Like, so,
No,
yeah.
I think I said I didn't like Kevin James.
Yeah, but, I mean, I hate Adam Sandler just because he's the Magneto of the Brotherhood of Untalented Comedians, but but I Adam Sandler doesn't do. He's at least brought some joy into my life, so I have to give him that. But but
I wouldn't disagree with anything you said about the plot, though. It's like the dumbest motherfucking movie ever.
and it's funny because it's based on a short film that's actually really good, which is even sadder. But anyways, guys, did you see Pixels? Let us know what you thought in the comments. Follow me on the Twitter at jhunterrealpineapple. Follow Scott on Twitter at
Newman the First.
and follow Colin on Twitter at
Buster Good Boy.
Alright guys, and like us on Facebook and follow us here on SoundCloud at The Real Pineapple 775. Let's get some more plays. We'll have more reviews come up this weekend, which will mark our 100th review, actually. So,
Wow, that's sexy.
I know, right? So we'll hit 100. We'll hit 100 tracks this weekend. So we'll have a review for Spectre, the Peanuts movie, and the pilot for Supergirl. Yes, we are reviewing that. Guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.